Hi everyone, Noe Jose, back in the basement. As you can see, I have two new bars with me. As you already know, Eleiko released their new line of barbells, their most durable barbells as they marketed last week. So I got my hands on two new of their barbells, their powerlifting barbells, the training and the competition IPF bar. If you want to know everything about these bars, I will also be comparing them with the older ones that I have. But if you want to know if these are worth the upgrade, or if they are worth for you to upgrade from the older bars, or any questions that you might have about these new barbells, I'm going to review them in depth and show you the main differences between these and the other ones. So stick with me if you want to find out. So on the top here, I have the Eleiko IPF competition bar. This is a bare steel bar, 29 millimeter. And then in the bottom, I have the Eleiko IPF Training Powerlifting Bar, also 29 millimeter, but this is stainless steel. So bare steel for competition and stainless steel for training. These stay the same as the older ones. The older ones, also the competition was bare steel that has the red sticker and then the red end caps. And then the older Eleiko Training Power Bar was also stainless steel, so the same as this one. The only main difference about that one is the color. So they decided to do a larger flange. They call it an 18 millimeter flange instead of a 12 millimeter flange from the older training style. So let's start with the competition. So I'm going to put away the training bar, and then I'll bring the one with the red sticker so we can compare them side by side and let you know the main differences between those two bars and getting close-ups and all that good stuff that everybody likes. Before I do that, let's get into the cost of these bars. So the competition bar is a whopping $1,270 US plus tax and shipping. I believe right now the barbells have free shipping, which you save around $50, but it's still a good saving. But the bar is pretty expensive. Probably they already put the shipping inside the cost of the bar. And then the training one, the new training one, is a whopping $1,150 US. So it's cheaper than the competition, even though the training is stainless steel. And this one doesn't have a sticker anymore, but it's IPF approved. So I believe the increase of price is because of the IPF fee that they charge them to be able to use them at their world's competition. But this is a really solid bar. They have the same type of knurl, the same center knurl, just different coating on the shaft, because both of the sleeves on both of these bars is the new DN3 chrome sleeves, which they're pretty shiny. Another thing to mention before I get into the comparison side by side between the bars are the color bar identification. So they decided to add like a visual identification to older bars. They just not release powerlifting bars. They release weightlifting bars, hybrid bars, training bars, and other types of bars which have different colors of colors, which they explain on their main video. So they're color coded. So all the competition bars have the gold color or the gold label, and then all the training bars have the silver label. I believe the hybrid bars have black, but this is mainly to identify them at the gym if they are on a vertical barbell holder that you can easily identify, since it doesn't have the sticker anymore, and just at the competition to be able to identify them. So it has the color, and it also has the end cap, the same color. The end cap is either gold, black, whatever. Other things to mention that you can find on the website are the internals the optimal rotation system that they have, that is a trademark to ensure the smooth and controlled sleeve rotation, even though the competition doesn't really spin or rotate a lot, which they kind of say it's better like that on their video. They have also a sleeve protection system that extends the bar life and keeps the rotation smooth, and then they have dust-proof seals, patent pending dual lock system, and recessed precision end caps to protect against all the chucks. So you can also see the difference on the end cap, that it has like a taper end cap or end to the sleeve to put the plates in easier. All right, so let's get into the competition bars. All right, so I'm gonna do close-ups on these two. Don't mind the color of the bar, even though the new one seems a little bit like dull. And this one, the older one, seems a little bit shinier. But when I took close-ups to the knurling of these two bars, I could see a big difference, and also on the feel. Seems like the volcano peaks on the older Eleiko bar the peak is taller than the peaks of the volcano of the new competition. On the website, it says that this one has a 1.5 power. The older bar has a 1.5 knurl, which is European. How the Europeans name the knurling. In the US, we call them TPI, teeth per inch. And then the newer bar it says that it has a 1.5 power, which I don't know what that means. But from the photos, I can say that the volcano peaks of the new bar are not as tall as the older one, which can probably translate as how aggressive it is. It feels great. Don't take this in the wrong way. It feels great. Sometimes it's nicer to have a less aggressive knurl, but I only tried it for bench and it's great. I haven't tried it for squats and I haven't tried it for deadlifts. So I'll be trying those, but first impressions and first photos, I can see that the older one is a little bit more aggressive than the newer one. So this one just says who built it and the quality control. Who built it, the quality control, has the bar weight, bar knurling, sleeve rotation torque, sleeve axial float, and sleeve radial float. So those are the things that they check on each bar. And then it comes with a nice little brochure of the Eleiko bars, product info, clean and care. This you can find it on the website as well. And this comes with every bar. Okay, moving on to the colors. So the top one is the competition, the newer one, and then the bottom one is the older one. The flange, is the same size, but this one has like a machine flange, like a nicer look, more like a premium look. It looks pretty nice, to be honest. And this one just has I don't know, this one has like a chamfer on both sides, and this one has just a normal color, the normal one that you can see in every bar, but this one has a more premium look. The chrome seems shinier than the older one, but I don't know if that also has because of wear and tear and how long I had the older one. The differences of the color, this one doesn't have any color coded label, and this one has the gold under, which is pretty nice on the sleeve. The knurl on both bars don't go all the way into the bushings, because these bars have bushings and not bearings. Both of them are 29 millimeter bars. The end of the sleeve, this one has like a taper or chamfer like this one, and so it's way easier to put plates in and also get them out so you don't hit the end cap or end of the sleeve every time you try. It's really nice. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually helps a lot loading and unloading plates. The main difference right off the bat is the red sticker or orange sticker. It says Eleiko and IPF. The newer one doesn't have it. The older one has it. The engrave that you can find on the older one is the serial number, Eleiko, and that's it. On the newer one, it has IPF certified, made in Sweden, Eleiko. I think this is the date of manufacture, March 18, 2025. And then I think this is the serial number of the bar, just so they keep track of them. But yeah, those are the main differences that I can find on these bars, because the flange is the same 12 millimeter size. Other than that, knurl rings are the same. I can take close-ups. Center knurl the same. So yeah, there you have it. These are the competition barbells. Now let's go to the training barbells. Oh, before I forget, the end caps. So with the older end caps, you needed to remove the sticker to be able to access a screw underneath, or like I think it's a screw underneath, and then you just pop that up and then you can remove the internals of the sleeve. But with the new one, if you want to do maintenance, you insert a screwdriver, you pop the end cap, and then you get access to the internals of the sleeve. Also, another thing to note is that these bars are not compatible with the anode sensors that they sell to measure velocity and other things, but these are the two bars that are not compatible with those types of sensors. Moving on to the IPF Training Power Bars in stainless steel. On the top we have the new power bar, and then on the bottom we have the older training power bar. Both are stainless steel, but you can see a difference of the color of the stainless. This has a little bit shady. I don't know, like the bottom one seems more shiny than the top one. The knurling is the same as the competition ones. This is a 1.5, and the top one is a 1.5 power, but it has the same feeling as the competition and the same knurling. Once you get a close-up, the older one has taller volcanoes than the newer one. But I like how it feels in your hands. The newer one, it feels much nicer than the training, but I'll see it with deadlift, but it feels nicer. All right, the main difference on these two, you can see the flange. The one on the newer one is an 18 millimeter flange. It also has taper on both ends, on both sides of the collar, and it has the silver label. And then the newer one, sorry, the older one doesn't have anything. But the training older power bar has a bigger diameter collar or flange than the older competition, and I made a video about comparing those two, so you can watch it, but I'll put all of these four together so you can see the main differences between all of them. It also has the brochure with the person who did the inspection, which is different than the one that did the competition one. One thing I forgot to mention is that all of these bars have rivet sleeves. You might be able to see like from far away that it has kind of smooth, but it has rivet sleeves. But it's a really shiny chrome that they use. Another difference is that the end cap is the same. The newer one has a taper end of the sleeves for easier loading and unloading plates, and it has a silver one, and then the silver end cap, and the older one has white with red letters that says training bar. So that's another difference. Like the newer bars just says Eleiko on the end caps. The older one says the type of bar, training bar or powerlifting competition bar, which now you can look at the color and easily identify which one is which is a nice touch, and also it gives a nice little premium thing that I never seen in another bar. I've seen different colors, like the Eleiko, which is a nice certain type of color that they have, but a color coded or label on the sleeve itself is a really nice touch. The internals of the new training is the same as the ones that I described for the competition newer one, and then the same for the other older ones. So for the training bar, there's not much difference. Mainly the knurling, that if you want a more, not as tall volcanoes as an older one, then that's one thing that is different from the new one. Unless I got a bad batch, but I have the same knurling type with both of these newer bars. And then the color label identification, and the main reason why I upgraded to this one is the thicker color, because it helps with power rack. So I'm gonna test it with my Rogue power rack, which is the widest one. And then it has 43 inches between the uprights, plus 3 and 3, that's 49 inches wide that I need to clear. So having a thicker color, that helps me be able to use the competition specific power bar while squatting on a power rack, which is nice for heavier loads as I train by myself. But other than that, those are the only differences that I can see. The sleep play, I don't know, we'll do a drop test. It seems like the same, maybe a little bit better sleep play. I'll do a drop test like Brandon did. It's not the best, but you can see how they sound. So now let's put them all together on the floor, and I'll make a comparison so you can see the differences between the four of them together. All right, we'll start with the older training power bar. I'll drop it from my shins. Wow. Okay, newer training. That's loud. Older competition. Newer competition. I would say they're pretty loud. I'll do a Hansu for comparison. Here's the Hansu, stainless. I mean, it's better. The newer ones are a little bit better, but they're still noisy. The center knurls are the same. I have the older training at the top, the new training second, the old competition third, old competition third, new competition fourth. I don't know if you can see, but the Swedish steel is a little bit different. I don't know if it's because of wear and tear, but it looks a different color for sure. No marks the same. The big difference are the colors. Older training, new training, older competition, new competition. You can see that also the older training is, the diameter of the older training is bigger than the diameter of the older competition. No, I think the diameter of the trainings are the same. The diameter of the competitions are the same. and then the chrome sleeves. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the new Eleiko competition bar has a tensile strength of 236,000 psi, while the older one, it doesn't say on the website, but a Google search tells you that it has a 215K tensile strength, so it's stronger than the older version, and that's how they say that it's like the strongest and most durable power bar. So that's one difference between the newer one and the older one, besides all the other differences that I talk about. But yeah, the tensile strength is stronger or higher in a newer bar than the older bar. So take that into consideration. So yeah, not much to say. Each bar comes with a brush. They get dirty pretty easily and they're magnetic. So conclusions. I just upgraded because I am a fan of Eleiko. I have the whole Eleiko competition setup. I don't think it's necessary. If you plan to sell the one with the red sticker, you'll probably sell it at a loss, and then you'll probably have to pay like let's say you sell it for $700, then you need to pay another $700 for a new one, where you can get a Hanso stainless power bar for $400, Rogue Ohio power bar for around that price as well, the new updated version. $1,300, $1,350 for a bar. It's a lot of money to pay for one of these bars. And I would only recommend if you compete at a high level or at IPF and you go to nationals and want to use the bar that they use and train how you play, right? Or if you just want a nice premium bar, like just to have one bar, I would probably go with the training because the burr steel gets rusted with time. I'm in a controlled environment, so I take care of the bar. With the burr steel, you need to oil it every once in a while, depending on the climate that you live. It can be every month, every other month, 3 months, whatever. So it just depends on preference. If you wanna spend $1,350 on a bar and you already have all the other basics, then go for it. But $1,350, you can almost buy a bell squat or a machine, a budget machine to have in your home gym. You don't need a bar this expensive, but I'll leave it up to you. If you have any questions, please drop them down below and I'll reach you in the next one. Thank you.